Hola chicos, aquí estoy para enseñarles sobre otro tipo de preguntas cuando están contestando preguntas sobre un libro, un periódico, una revista. Okay? So today I'm going to go over a type of question that is called inferencing, or you need to infer something. So, inferencing is based on evidence and reasoning to reach a logical conclusion, meaning you're using the evidence in the text or what the character is doing or saying to come to a logical conclusion about what might happen next, how the character's feeling, how the character is acting, or what they're doing and the reasons behind it. So sometimes those kinds of questions, the types of questions for inferencing would sound like this. What will happen next? Like, what do you think will happen in the next chapter based on what happened in this chapter or what has led up to that point? Why did the character do that? So why did the character make the decisions that they made based on their actions and feelings? How does the character feel? So you can usually, without necessarily knowing how a character feels, you can read between the lines and kind of infer by the actions or the emotions that they're expressing will determine how they're feeling. What they're saying, how they're acting can express a lot. What can we infer about what really happened to the main character? What evidence in the text supports your thinking? So inferencing, like here, is based on evidence that you have in the text to come up with an answer. Okay? Some reading strategies for inferencing. Use clues from the text to discover what is not directly stated. So kind of, like I said, reading between the lines. So, for instance, when Via was stating that she was kind of ignored, like her parents didn't come to her events or because they were always busy with Augie, you could infer that she was maybe upset about that and maybe she felt a bit neglected or ignored. Another strategy is you can understand more from the text when you look for clues about what the characters are saying and doing, like Senora just mentioned with that example. So with what Via was saying, how she is kind of feeling, she didn't say how she was feeling necessarily. She was saying that she was not often thought of or often ignored, and then from there you can decipher how she's feeling. When you're trying to answer questions about inferencing, you can answer like I think, or maybe, I infer, I predict, my guess is, perhaps, this could mean that, it could be that. So inferencing is a really good tool to have when you're reading, and it makes you think more deeply about the text that you're reading and trying to kind of figure out what's the author's purpose